Every bartender has that one tequila they refuse to use, even in the cheapest margarita. But here's what most people don't realize. The worst sipping tequila can actually make the best cocktails, and the most expensive bottle might completely ruin your drink. Because mixing tequila isn't about prestige or aging, it's about finding spirits that enhance rather than compete with your other ingredients. And some of the best mixing tequilas cost less than today. We're ranking 7 tequilas from absolute worst to surprisingly perfect for mixing. And our #1 pick will save you money while making better cocktails than bottles costing 3 times as much. Great mixing tequila needs 3 things: clean agave flavor that won't disappear, enough character to stand up to citrus and sweeteners, and a price point that won't make you cry when you're pouring 2 ounces into a blender. But the industry has convinced people that more expensive equals better cocktails, leading to disasters like $15 margaritas made with overaged tequila that tastes like vanilla extract, or worse, mixtos that taste like nothing at all. The result? Bartenders who know better quietly use different bottles than what they recommend, and home mixologists wondering why their expensive tequila makes terrible margaritas. So, let's find the perfect mixing tequilas, starting with our biggest disappointment. Number 7. Patron Silver. Taking our 7th spot is Patron Silver, and I can already hear the gasps. Yes, it's 100% agave. Yes, it's smooth and clean. But here's the problem. It's the vanilla ice cream of tequila, so neutral it disappears the moment you add lime juice. When you make a margarita with Patron Silver, you're essentially making a lime and triple sec cocktail with expensive ethanol. The tequila character vanishes completely, leaving you with a $50 bottle that performs like a $20 vodka. Patron's obsession with smoothness means they've filtered out most of the agave character that makes tequila interesting in cocktails. It's like buying a sports car and removing the engine. Technically impressive, but missing the point entirely. At $45 to $50 per bottle, you're paying roughly $3 per cocktail just for the tequila. That's fine if it's adding $3 worth of flavor, but when it's contributing less character than the salt rim, you're essentially lighting money on fire. Professional bartenders will serve Patron because customers request it, but most keep cheaper bottles behind the bar for their own cocktails. When the people making drinks professionally won't use your premium tequila, that tells you everything. Number 6. Don Julio Blanco. Don Julio Blanco claims our 6th position, and this one hurts because it's actually good tequila. It's just completely wrong for mixing. It's like using a fine wine for cooking. Technically possible, but you're wasting what makes it special. Don Julio Blanco has beautiful complexity when sipped neat. Floral notes, subtle pepper, elegant agave character. But the moment you add citrus and sweeteners, all that nuance disappears faster than free drinks at happy hour. The problem is that Don Julio's refinement works against it in cocktails. Those delicate flavors that make it excellent for sipping get completely overwhelmed by lime juice, making it an expensive way to achieve mediocre results. At $40 to $45, Don Julio Blanco costs twice as much as excellent mixing tequilas while delivering half the cocktail performance. You're paying for sipping quality in a mixing application. It's like buying a tuxedo to go camping. Save Don Julio Blanco for sipping or very simple cocktails where its character can shine. Using it in a blended margarita is like using aged balsamic vinegar in salad dressing. Wasteful and counterproductive. Number 5. Espolòn Blanco. Espolòn Blanco takes our 5th position, and this is where we start seeing what happens when a brand understands its purpose. Espolòn doesn't pretend to be a sipping tequila. It's designed specifically for mixing, and it shows. Espolòn uses traditional production methods, but optimizes for cocktail performance rather than neat sipping. The result is tequila with enough character to stand up to other ingredients without overwhelming them. In a margarita, Espolòn provides solid agave backbone without competing with lime or triple sec. It's like a good rhythm section in a band. You notice when it's missing, but it doesn't try to steal the spotlight. At around $22 to $25, Espolòn offers honest value for mixing applications. You're not paying for premium positioning or marketing. You're paying for functional tequila that does its job well. Espolòn works well in everything from margaritas to palomas to tequila sunrises. It's the reliable utility player of tequila. Not flashy, but consistently competent across different applications. Look, I know some of you are thinking, why not just use the cheapest tequila for mixing? But here's the thing. There's a difference between affordable and cheap, and the next 3 tequilas are going to show you exactly what I mean. If you're learning something new about mixing tequila, hit that subscribe button because these next picks are going to completely change how you think about building a home bar on a budget. Thanks for sticking around and supporting our channel. We really appreciate it. Now onto the something that will really up your cocktail game. Number 4. Cimarron Blanco. Cimarron Blanco claims our 4th position, and this is where we encounter something special. Tequila made by people who understand that mixing doesn't mean compromising on authenticity. Made at Casa Maestri Distillery, Cimarron uses traditional brick oven cooking and copper pot distillation. They're making real tequila, just pricing it for everyday use rather than special occasions. Cimarron has pronounced agave character with subtle pepper and citrus notes. Exactly what you want in mixing tequila. It's assertive enough to maintain identity in cocktails, but balanced enough not to overpower other ingredients. In margaritas, Cimarron provides the agave backbone that makes you remember you're drinking tequila, not just lime-flavored alcohol. In Palomas, it complements grapefruit without competing. In ranch waters, it adds character without overwhelming the simplicity. At $18 to $22, Cimarron delivers traditional production quality at mixing-friendly prices. It's proof that you don't need to spend premium prices to get authentic tequila character in your cocktails. Number 3. Arete Blanco. Arete Blanco takes our bronze medal, and this represents something increasingly rare. A family-owned distillery that's been perfecting their craft for generations without compromising for mass-market appeal. Made at El Llano Distillery by the Orendain family, Arete uses time-tested methods: brick oven cooking, natural fermentation, and copper pot distillation. This is how tequila was made before corporate efficiency took over. Arete Blanco has beautiful complexity for a mixing tequila, bright agave notes, subtle earthiness, and a clean finish that doesn't leave harsh aftertastes in cocktails. It's sophisticated without being delicate. This is tequila that works in everything from simple highballs to complex craft cocktails. Many professional bartenders use Arete as their house Blanco because it performs consistently across different applications while maintaining authentic character. The only downside is limited availability. Arete isn't in every liquor store. But when you find it at $25 to $30, it's worth buying multiple bottles because this level of quality at this price point is increasingly rare. Number 2. Ocho Blanco. Our silver medalist is Ocho Blanco, and this is where we encounter something revolutionary in mixing tequila. The concept of terroir applied to cocktail ingredients. Ocho doesn't just make mixing tequila, they make mixing tequila with a story. Each bottle of Ocho tells you exactly which ranch the agave came from and what year it was harvested. For mixing, this means you can actually taste how different terroirs affect your cocktails. A level of sophistication usually reserved for wine. The production is flawless. Estate-grown agave, brick oven cooking, tahona crushing, wild fermentation, and copper pot distillation. It's a greatest hits album of traditional tequila making applied to mixing-focused spirits. In cocktails, Ocho provides incredible agave character that varies subtly based on the specific estate. The Las Pomas expression brings bright citrus notes that enhance margaritas, while Rancho Tepua adds mineral complexity that elevates simple highballs. At $35 to $40, Ocho enters premium mixing territory, but the quality justifies the price. This is tequila for people who care about what goes into their cocktails and want to taste the difference that quality makes. Ocho also offers something unique: the ability to taste how terroir affects cocktails by trying different estate expressions in the same recipe. It's mixing tequila that teaches you about agave while making exceptional drinks. Number 1. El Tesoro Blanco. Taking our top spot is El Tesoro Blanco, and this represents the perfect intersection of traditional craftsmanship and mixing excellence. This is what happens when a distillery refuses to compromise on quality regardless of intended use. El Tesoro uses a tahona, a massive volcanic stone wheel, to crush their agave, an ancient method that creates texture and complexity impossible to achieve with modern roller mills. For mixing, this translates to tequila with incredible depth and character. They ferment using wild yeast in wooden vats, creating flavor compounds that add complexity to cocktails without overwhelming them. It's like the difference between homemade bread and store-bought. Both work, but one has soul. In margaritas, El Tesoro provides intense agave character that stands up to lime and triple sec, while adding mineral complexity that makes each sip interesting. In Palomas, it complements grapefruit with earthy notes that add sophistication. In simple highballs, it provides enough character to make the drink memorable. This is the tequila that serious bartenders reach for when they want to showcase what great mixing tequila can do. It's expensive enough to ensure quality, but not so expensive that you feel guilty using it in cocktails. At $50 to $60, El Tesoro costs more than typical mixing tequilas, but it delivers exponentially more character. When you taste cocktails made with El Tesoro versus mass-market alternatives, the difference is immediately obvious. El Tesoro works equally well in frozen margaritas and craft cocktails, in simple two-ingredient drinks and complex multi-component creations. It's mixing tequila that elevates everything it touches without overwhelming the other ingredients. Think of El Tesoro as an investment in better cocktails. Yes, it costs more upfront, but when every drink you make tastes significantly better, the price per quality unit actually makes it a bargain. So there you have it. 7 tequilas that demonstrate the incredible range of what's possible when you match the right spirit to the right application. From overpriced disappointments to mixing perfection, each teaches us something about what makes great cocktail ingredients. Here's what you should remember for mixing tequila. Look for 100% agave with pronounced character. Don't waste sipping tequila in blended drinks. And understand that the best mixing tequilas often come from traditional producers who price for everyday use. The sweet spot for mixing tequila is $20 to $40. Below $20, you're usually getting industrial products. Above $40, you're often paying for sipping quality that gets lost in cocktails. For your home bar, start with Cimarron or Arete for everyday mixing. Keep Ocho for when you want to impress guests, and splurge on El Tesoro when you want to understand what great mixing tequila can achieve. Because the perfect margarita isn't about expensive ingredients. It's about the right ingredients, properly balanced, made with tequila that knows its job and does it exceptionally well. Call to action. But here's something that's going to blow your mind. I just discovered that some of the most popular cocktail recipes are actually designed to hide bad tequila, not showcase good tequila. The traditional margarita recipe you know might be completely wrong for quality mixing tequila. If you want to learn the cocktail recipes that actually showcase great tequila instead of masking cheap spirits, you need to watch this video where I break down how to make cocktails that let your tequila shine instead of disappear. Trust me, once you learn how to build cocktails around quality tequila instead of despite bad tequila, you'll never go back to those overly sweet tequila hiding recipes again.